Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Behind the Screen. You can see that we have gathered the wonderful Dungeon Masters in front of you to come and answer your questions, talk about DMing, and all that entails, including all of the chaos, the fun, and the good memories that come with it. But we're going to go around real quick to introduce ourselves. Dustin, you got any announcements we need to do real quick before we get started?
None that I'm aware of.
Mountain Mystery tomorrow.
Mountain Mystery tomorrow. The North Forge Gathering this October. The final episode of Roll for Cake in the middle of July, and the next episode of Roll for Cake is this upcoming Wednesday. Other than that.
Awesome. So you can watch D&D Saturday and Roll for Cake on Wednesday. Wonderful.
Yeah. And it totally won't be emotion scarring at all.
Yeah. Yeah. That's yeah. So anyway, for those who may not know, maybe some of our guests or people in the stream, Dustin, TanisJr. 93 is actually my dungeon master. So there's going to be a lot of quips thrown his way. I'll go ahead and start. My name is Nerdy Teacher. I'm just kind of the host. I'm just asking your questions that will be there will be a link in chat where you'll be able to post any questions you want to ask us, and I'll just be kind of moderating that as we go through. You can find me on TikTok, and you can find me Saturday playing with Tanis down there. I think I'm pointing in the right direction. I'm not sure. But let's go from top to bottom here. Triss, would you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, I'm Trissaun. I've been a DM for a little under a year, but I've been playing for 20 years.
Nice.
We typically do 3.5. That's our bread and butter. I am a co-DM right now for a pirate campaign.
Hell yeah. I love pirate
Awesome.
campaigns.
So she's coming in with the new DM experience and a co-DM experience, which I've never done. So I definitely have questions about that. But Dustin, would you introduce yourself for those who are fortunate enough to... I'm kidding. But for those who don't know you.
Oh, ouch. You wounded me. Hi, I'm Tanis.
I've been
DMing since I think it was 2017, and I've only ever played 5th edition, and I am known for making people cry because it's fun to do.
Fun for one of us, yes. All right.
I just said it was fun. I never said who it was fun for. Who's up?
Lost Cause. We might not be able to hear
Lost Cause. I've been a DM for. My name's Lost Cause. I've been a DM for 1 year exactly, and I've been playing 5th edition for the last 5 years.
Wonderful. And Stixy. I can't. Stixy Wixy. Stix, please tell me about yourself.
I think of as Teletubbies when I read that.
No.
Po. Can't hear a word he's saying.
Nope, cannot hear you, hon.
Damn it. Production, do the thing.
Production help. Stand by, everybody. Technical difficulties.
Take two.
There it is.
Aha!
All right. Okay. So yes, I'm Stix, or Stixy Wixy on most of the platforms, and yes, the Teletubby reference is quite intentional. That's been a thing since high school. So I have been playing and DMing for 30 years at this point, and sometimes I manage to pull it off.
Yeah.
Whew.
Currently, I'm running a West Marches Planescape game. We've got 11 players in a couple of rotating parties.
Jeez. Oh, okay. I thought for a minute you thought. Oh, jeez. That done threw me off.
And then, lastly, we have someone I've been following on TikTok and very much enjoying his videos, Arthur Ryder Bard, or RB. Tell us about yourself.
Hey, I'm RB. I've been DMing since I was 9. I'll let all of y'all try to figure out how old I am and do the math on that one. I've been on my side of the screen preferentially the whole time. I think I played more in the last year than I have in the past, however many combined. I just love DMing, always have.
Amazing. All right. Mods, if we could get the link in chat for them to start sending some questions our way, I will go ahead and just. We've got a lot of people saying my DM, our DM. We've got some of your players here.
Stix, you sound exactly like in our games. Yeah.
Be careful not to spoil anything, right?
Yeah.
Goodness.
Everything. All of it.
All right, there it goes. In chat now, you have a link where you can ask questions to the group of DMs. It can be about being Dungeon Master in general, questions about the game. If you want to ask something personal, we'll see. While you are typing some questions, I'm going to let everybody know real quick that my AC broke today. So if you see me wiping sweat away, it is not because I am nervous. It is because it is 90 degrees in my house. So please forgive me for that.
You just are, but that's not what's causing it. Got it.
No, I am less nervous now than I will be tomorrow when we play, because you make me nervous.
Oh, your character will be fine.
Well,
For now.
why don't we go ahead and start with that while I start looking for some good questions here. One thing that I know we have set up here with the Dungeon Masters in front of us is being able to incorporate players, their backgrounds, and really getting them invested in the campaign. Several times as I've done this show, one of the questions that would come up is, how can you make sure that players are truly invested in the game? And some people had trouble doing that when they had modules instead of homebrew. So any tips on that, especially if you've run modules and still been able to incorporate backgrounds or anything like that, that would be a wonderful place to start. How do you get your players invested in the game?
I mean, you can do, depending on the module, the easiest way to do it is just connect the characters' backstories to NPCs that are in the module. And through one way or the other. It's a little harder in a game like Strahd because they get, taken to a different plane of existence. So it's kind of hard to do that. You can do some fuck shit with it and still tie them in. But the other way is just get them really pissed off at the BBEG. Just make them want to hurt the BBEG, and they will give a shit. I'm good at that.
That's fair. Can't argue against that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the answer for modules or homebrew is just you want your players invested, invest in your players. Like he said, tie them to the NPCs, talk to them before the game. My answer a lot is going to be session 0. So during session 0, talk to them, figure out the ties that make sense for their character, and tie them to the NPCs in the module.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who was talking? Was that
with my players and everything?
Yep.
Yeah, it was me. So with my players, definitely, I agree. The session 0 is the biggest way to let your players get connected to the module. And for me, I gave them a scenario. I was like, hey, you're part of this guild who got offered this job to do this. So for the big sum of money. So they're like, oh, money, we like money. So they were automatically invested, and getting started with their campaign, I tied in a little bit of their backstory and I spread it out through the whole campaign. So they keep following their story leads while going through the module.
Yeah.
On
Awesome.
our campaign, we kind of encourage them to, because we've got artists and writers in our campaign, to really think about their backstory and put them into their place. Like, their characters and their characters them. Make it about them and how they would feel about the situation, and then morph it from there.
I like that.
Yeah.
Stix, if you are talking, we cannot hear you again.
Womp. Doing a homebrew is easy. Just wait until you get all the character backstories, and then build the campaign off of their backstories. Piece of cake.
Take two.
There it is.
Hey, we can hear
Gotcha.
you.
All right, good. So I like to run a fusion of modules and homebrew. I tend to chop up those modules into digestible pieces and then see what I can tie in with which player, where I can give someone an opportunity to dip into their backstory or just give them something that makes them feel awesome in gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
This is the way.
Making your players feel awesome.
Right.
That's,
You got to be your
I
player's
like
biggest fan.
This is the way.
yeah. Yeah.
Ooh,
and
that's a good way to phrase it.
And a big trick with that too is making sure that each player gets their moment to be a badass, you know. I like the phrase that someone used, if there's a monk amongst your players, throw shit at your monk. Shoot the monk.
Mm-hmm.
So that they can use their cool ability. Put each character in a situation that their character can shine in. So, yeah.
I agree with that. Like, my bard loves to just talk her way out of everything and just loves using her persuasion, deception, all that. And she loves going to help out other characters too. For example, my rogue made poison candies to eliminate his enemy. So she was like, you know what? I'm just going to go help out. I got bardic inspiration. Let's use that. And they got a nat 20 on making these acidic poison candies. And
Damn,
it was perfect. I laughed so hard.
that's a good note. Acidic poison candies. Okay.
So literal warheads.
Yeah. Listen, we've all ate those, haven't we?
Mhm.
Ironically, I was eating a warhead when that happened.
Oh my god.
Well, actually, we have a question on this topic that just came in, and I don't think I ever thought about this before. Maybe I've just been lucky, but the question from Ned is, in tying PC backstories to a campaign, is there such a thing as too much of a coincidence that it breaks the suspension of disbelief?
First of all, hi,
If
Ned.
all of them had their family murdered by the BBEG, is that too much of coincidence?
Absolutely not.
No.
This is one of my players, by the way. I'm 90% certain. There is a Pathfinder Adventure Path, Curse of the Crimson Throne. This is a published, well-received module where it literally tells you to tie every single player to a specific bad NPC. Not the BBEG, but a major bad. It works really well.
Yeah. And yeah, like with coincidences, yeah, it's never a coincidence. Like we planned that. And the players know that. The DMs know that. But it's part of the game.
Mhm.
It's just like when you're watching a movie, oh, this character coincidentally was right here at the right place at the right time. Okay. Like it's writing. He had to be for plot reasons. Although I will say caveat to that. There's definitely points and times where shit was a coincidence. We did not plan that, but we sit there and go, yeah, planned that. No, we did.
Yeah, it's just the
Put
pieces
the
fall
screen
into
back
place
down. They don't need to see behind it.
This is literally behind the
perfectly,
screen.
and we're like, yeah, totally. Right. We go, yeah, absolutely, that was planned. Oh my gosh, how did they figure that out? No.
They're like goes, oh my god, this ties into this and this ties into that. And as DMs we're like, can you write that down?
Yeah.
I
We have
know
a
my
comment in
players.
chat. Entire party has issues about being abandoned by their father, and the BBG is a bard. I think we joked about doing that to Jean.
Yeah.
I apologize. I think lost cause I cut you off.
Oh no, you're fine. I was just thinking that is just a really fun idea to throw. Just a deadbeat dad BBG.
I keep saying I have the plan. I have the plan for the entire party. They're all brothers and sisters. And like half brothers and sisters, and they all have the same dad, and their dad is the BBG who's a bard.
Okay, but somewhere through halfway through the campaign, someone's going to start a relationship within the party
No.
before they go.
That's why that's definitely going to be a session 0 thing where you talk like, hey, everybody knows that you are half siblings. Let's not make this weird.
Yeah.
Is it a Game of
Like, they're
Thrones?
falling in love with each other.
Yeah.
I don't think
God's
I've
one.
heard
Yeah.
this. Sorry, Tress, what'd you say?
I said, or a Greek gods RPG.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
it
like
doesn't
the
count if
theme
your
of
parents are
everything.
gods. Just going through the questions here. Oh my gosh.
Why it always gotta be a bard? Ask Stix. Our game has slutty disaster queers of all races and classes. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I play
It's
the slutty
because they're
barbarian. And we can't hear
yeah, if
Susie
anyone
yet.
else has this,
just
Stix, I don't know if
sue.
you said anything.
After you're done talking, we don't hear you after that.
Fair enough. But no, I did nothing to encourage that, but you got to give the people what they want. So
Yep.
yeah, Ned, I don't think that there's ever been a situation where it's been too much of a coincidence because, like Dustin said, you kind of expect something like that because you're all coming together to play a certain game. And whether all of the characters are connected or 2 of the characters are connected, yeah, it's more than a coincidence, and we know this. But
Yep.
I think players really enjoy finding out, oh, the guy that I hate is the guy that you hate too? Absolutely. We're going to roll with this. I don't think anyone has an issue with that, but if anyone in chat has had different experiences, please share.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say my party it's one of those hyper coincidence parties, and it is not too much of a coincidence ever. You can go as deep into the coincidence as you want, and it will only enhance the game, in my experience.
Yeah. Like my Mountain of Mystery party, it turned out that not all, but most of their parents were once in a party together.
Oh, fuck
And
yeah.
none of them knew about it. So,
That's awesome.
yeah.
And we were all very upset at our parents for not telling us. It's like, why didn't you tell us this? Because plot.
Because we split up. We didn't talk anymore.
That's what parties do, right?
They
The party somewhere.
They had their level 20 adventure. They saved the world. Bad shit happened, and they went their separate ways.
or they had a schedule conflict.
The true
Too soon,
BBG.
sorry.
The pain of all parties.
Yeah.
We have
Real
a
quick.
go ahead.
Creek asked it in the chat there. Have you ever had a bard that was non-musical? Yes.
Yes.
A player of mine had a bard who used art, like paintings.
Same.
That was really cool.
I had a
I've
comedy
had in
bard.
mind
So
a bard.
my
That
bard
was
in the
interesting. Sorry, go ahead, guys.
so the bard in my party, yeah. So the bard in my party is actually a storyteller. So she uses a book, and when she casts spells, she literally does it to where pictures come out of the book and act out the spells.
Oh, I like
That's
that.
awesome. That is fantastic.
Yeah.
I played a game one time where the bard was a dancer, but it was interpretive dance. It was
I like
rather entertaining.
I feel like that
That's
would be too dangerous with the people I play with. A dancing bard is just like, you charm
Meg would
person.
slaughter. You know, Meg would slaughter.
I actively do not want 80%
Oh
of my
my
players to get that idea. Yeah.
Too
No, I'll
late.
give him a better one. I had a bard
As the
that
simmer in the chat.
told jokes for their performance. So if you want your bard to just tell bad jokes,
Oh.
Yes.
No, I don't.
Nerdy. I know what my next
Why did
character
you
for
put that
wants
out?
to be.
No, Dustin. Dustin. Don't do this to me.
I
You're
would
welcome.
never-
Okay.
I would never do that to you.
You're right. And Teeny's laughing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. We have a question from Creek that he submitted a while ago, but I might need a little bit of an explanation. Maybe somebody else understands this better than me. Have you ever been in a DM mindset that it took over your daily life? Explain. I like how you wrote that
Yes.
like a teacher. Have you ever done this?
Yes.
Explain.
100%.
That it took over your
So-
daily life?
Yeah, so
I want stories.
my job, at my job, security, when I'm doing my rounds, I'm just walking around in circles, and my brain will just fly off the handle and come up with 1,000 different things in 1,000 different ways. And sometimes that's about D&D.
Yeah,
So-
I'm there with you. I work from home, and if I do not watch myself, I will use what are supposed to be working hours for prep hours. It's a problem.
Yeah.
Nah. You get paid to work on D&D? Nice.
So
if you're talking, we
wait,
can't hear
I
you.
was working. So I was a line cook, and I had a few. There was a few players that worked with me, so we were sitting all on the line talking about homebrew magic items, scenarios, ideas for bosses, and we were all talking. And our chef yells at us to stop talking the nerd stuff and sell the food.
Yeah.
If the food's getting made,
Yeah. If I'm working and getting it done, shut up. Don't worry about it.
I mean, I brought D&D to the classroom as a teacher, so
Yeah, but you can use
my
it as a
students-
teaching tool, though.
exactly. My students get little bits and pieces of D&D in what we do. I would love to do more, but you know, it's
Have you told
hard
them
when
about
you
our
have
campaign?
no, my students do not know that I play online because God only on our stream. But I've brought in certain aspects of that. I did a review game once where they had to figure out of 30 treasure chests which one was not the mimic. So they had to figure that out, and
that's evil.
they got that at the beginning of the year, and they asked for it again and again. They loved that. So
See, I very much love that.
I brought
that's the
D&D into the
correct way of
classroom
letting
just
D&D
because
take over
something
your
I'm
life.
familiar with. I don't know if there's a correct way. It would be nice if our lives were just D&D and we got paid to be D&D players or writers or something. That would be nice. Oh. someday.
That would be lovely.
It's the
We all
dream.
just want to live the life of Matt Mercer and Brennan Lee Mulligan, where you just DM and stuff happens.
God,
Yep.
I
Ugh,
got a
Thinking
little
about the
taste. I got a little taste. It feels pretty good. I don't quite live off it yet, but boy, oh boy.
Oh. We have an anonymous question, and I'm kind of curious the answer to this one from some of the new people here. Do you prefer to DM or play? What do you prefer?
DM always.
all the way.
Got two
That's
DMs.
why,
Yeah.
that's why we're doing the co-DM campaign, so we can play and DM at the same time.
So you're a bit of both.
Yeah, why don't we come back to that, Tress, and you can talk about that. Does anyone here prefer to play?
Me.
You prefer to play?
So, yeah, I've never actually finished a full campaign. I took on a DM role because I still want to play D&D. It's like, you know what? Everyone's got to do it once in their lifetime, so I might as well.
Yeah.
That's fair. Have you been stuck as the forever DM since then?
Right now, DMs, I've only been DMing, so right now I am a forever DM, but I plan to join a campaign hopefully soon and get back to playing because I have too many characters I want to play.
Just make them NPCs.
Yeah,
That's
I was about to say
what
the
happens
same
once you're
thing.
beside the screen.
That's the beautiful thing about being a DM. You just turn whatever one you're thinking of, you just turn it into an NPC.
Our science teacher used to group students by alignments. I'm stealing
my
that. Thank you,
God.
Bree.
Yeah,
That's
please.
hilarious. And oh my gosh, that distracted me. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I
Concern
was
for the kids
thinking,
sitting in the chaotic evil section.
You learn
those
a
are the
lot.
ones that you rope off. Don't go over there. Okay. I would say I love playing, but I also prefer to DM when I'm ready. There are times where DMing gives me anxiety because I didn't prepare. But it's because of my ADHD brain. When I have so much to focus on as a DM, I can focus. When I'm a player, my mind is going to try and pay attention, but if like the other characters are having a scene, my brain goes off in La La Land, and I space out for 10 minutes and come back, and I have no idea why we're fighting or what we're fighting, but I know we've rolled initiative for some reason. But it happens. Texas Celtic, same thing for you, huh? Triss, I'm really curious about the co-DM thing.
Yeah,
While she's
me
getting her
too.
camera set up,
'Cause I've
she wants
never-
it. Has anyone else done that here? Co-DM?
No.
Not at
I'm
all.
really curious how that
I've been
works.
curious about it myself, so yeah.
Yeah, I
Can you tell
haven't
us
in
how you
tabletop,
guys
but in LARP settings.
run that?
But that's kind
Yeah. Yeah.
Fair.
So, sorry, was somebody going to say something?
You're good.
Okay. So we were going to switch off DMing. She takes certain islands, I take certain islands to DM. I may have more knowledge in the background of said islands because we're mixing fantasy with reality islands. And we have one player character that we're both playing, so we're not having characters pop in and out.
Okay.
We've agreed on the character and we're working on the spells or whatever we're going to use. But we're on the same page, even though we're not sure what each other is going to throw at the party during our DM times.
Oh, man. Well, actually, if you look at it technically, I did do the co-DM thing.
Interesting.
Already.
So how do you guys make sure that you don't like spoil it for each other?
Oh yeah.
Well, we have a list of the monsters that we want to use, but we keep it to a certain challenge rating per island. And then, there went teacher. We keep it to a certain challenge rating for each island, and then from there, we can pick up a list of that challenge rating. If it makes sense for that island, go for it. So long as it's not a TPK.
Yeah, the only technically I do have experience co-DMing because there was at one point in time during the Mountain of Mystery campaign where one of the players took over because we were doing a flashback of the parents' party, and I played his character's father, and then he DM'd.
That's amazing.
That's fair.
Yeah, that was a little tough at some points because he would message me like, "Hey, so I want to use this NPC of yours in this situation," and I had to be like, "You can't." and he goes, "Oh, fair enough, okay." And he can't ask why or anything like that because that'll ruin some shit.
That's rough.
I made a TikTok about this moment, but I had one of my players take over the campaign for a one-shot. We were at a resting point. They had just leveled up, and he wanted to try DMing for the first time. So he messaged me ideas without telling me all of the details. I tried to help him out, and he came in and he did wonderful. He ran the whole session. It was funny. It was well thought out. It didn't run over, which is my problem with one shots. They always run over. And just at the very end, he said, "Okay, and because of all the enemies you defeated, you guys level up again." And I went, "What?" "Excuse you." He said, "I'm the DM right now." Damn it. Okay.
Derek had a
I
question.
guess I just have to make the monsters a little bit tougher for next session.
Derek had a question. What is everyone's opinions on including real-life references in your games? Example, having the party go to rescue a powerful wizard named Shavakadu so they can free Shavakadu. Buddy. Yes.
I don't know if that's a pun or not. I think it is, but it's still kind of funny. I'll give you that.
It hurts like one.
Yeah, it hurts like one. And that's how you know it's a pun. It hurts.
I use those all the time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would say, like, that's one of those depends on the tone of the campaign. Like, there's definitely campaigns where that just isn't gonna jive, like, but there's ones where it super does.
If you're in like deep in the middle of an emotional thing like Curse of Strahd and like, you know, dark shit's happening, no. No. But like it can also sometimes it can be thrown off a little bit because I had a character in Curse of Strahd whose name was Snuggles McCuddly. And it's hard to keep it. Yeah. So
I guarantee you, Snuggles was the hardest son of a bitch in Barovia.
He was a barbarian monk Leonin. He was so hard. Like he had the best abs in the party. And he kicked fucking ass.
It's always the silliest names that are the hardest characters. There was an NPC who I had to play who was the avatar, well, kind of like the angel / avatar of the god of murder. And thanks to player shenanigans, his name was Soup. But people were terrified of Soup. So. See,
I have a player in Mountain of Mystery who decided to make their name a funny little reference. They are the child of Sound of Bells and Wisp of Air, and their name is Fresh Prince, and they're out looking for their Uncle Phil.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
So I turned that into a painful thing.
That's great.
I made it hurt. I made it emotionally damaging.
I genuinely hope Uncle Phil's secret identity is Shredder now.
No. He was. His real name is Full Moon. They just call him Phil because it's full moon. And his twin brother was New Moon. because they were white furred and black furred.
Oh
So-
God, no.
Yeah, and then I made it hurt, and I made
Yes,
her
he
cry.
did. Yes, he did.
Wow.
To be fair, I made that character coming off of Chris
So-
Strahd, where Meg made Survive.
Yeah, survive these.
Yeah. So,
I'm not asking the question.
what's the question?
The answer is exactly what you think it is. Yeah.
We are off task.
No,
I got one for you.
it's fine.
You got one?
Yeah. So in our campaign, we have a little hub world, which we call the Eldritch Wagon. You know, so they can take rest and stuff like that. They have a medic in there that I named Orc Doctor, not a DACA. And my 40k friends just picked it up. Was like, oh, and they had to explain to the other players what DACA was.
Whoops,
I had come up with it.
And I did the whole orc accent perfectly.
Beautiful. I had come up with it, but I told Cap, who was doing the DMing for the flashback, we had to go to a temple that my character was raised at, and there was a centaur priest who was there, and he specialized in curing diseases. He was the centaur of disease control.
God damn it.
Mm.
There's the first pun.
I've heard it before, and it still hurts. Ugh.
Yeah. It's beautiful. So yes, we do exactly do that, sir, all the time, because we can. Listen, I threw an actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf into it, so like everything's on the table at this point.
I've had actual Slender Man in my campaign, so like, it's all up for grabs.
I had the
Ooh.
bag man.
Oh fuck, dude! I on my old account, I was on the top of the hashtag Bagman in TikTok for some
so
Bagman
good.
bullshit. I love that guy.
Oh,
So
gosh.
good. Well, they had to break into this insane asylum to break someone out, and they're like coming up with a plan on how we're gonna get in there, and they're like, oh, we have all these ways to breathe without needing air, so all of us will get into the bag of holding, and the most sneaky character will sneak in. And I'm like, cool. So all these encounters that I spent a hot minute setting up, I'm just gonna fucking not worry about. I'm a little miffed, so here's the Bagman, bitches.
So,
You
so we
thought
have
you were safe in there? Ha ha ha.
So we have to trade Bagman stories now. I use Foundry VTT a lot for GMing, and my players, they were brand new D&D players, so I get to fuck with them in all the classic ways, but I wanted to fuck them
So
with
much fun.
Bagman. They got their first bag of holding, and the seller was like, you got to be careful for Bagman. They're like, that's a myth, right? He was like, yeah, sure, guys. And then one of their long rests, I drew this like creepy charcoal drawing of one of their players sleeping and put it in their inventory in the VTT. And then they found it like 2 sessions later, like, what's this, Matt? What the hell is this? And that was the beginning of their relationship with Bagman.
Oh, man. That is
Guess
so
what I'm using
creepy.
now?
Ooh,
No.
I'm definitely
No.
stealing that.
Yep,
Oh, that's a
yep.
good idea.
I love
You know
I
what?
love sitting and talking with other DMs, man. It's great.
Let's pick
Especially
up
when
with
there's
that.
a player here to get terrified.
Oh, nice. What, as DMs, what were some of your moments where you were just grinning like the cat who caught the canary at something that you did? One of those moments that just made you feel like you were on the top of your game, like putting that in their inventory, waiting for 2 sessions. That had to feel good. What are
Oh,
some of your favorite moments as a DM? We're all going to need to take a
Bargain
sip.
bin potions.
Sorry, Triss.
Bargain bin potions. There's no label. You don't know what you're getting.
Oh yeah, bargain bin potions. Hell yeah. Oh, that's so beautiful.
A couple of my players in the chat had some experience with bargain bin magic items too. Didn't you?
If we all have like that hand magic shop in our games where it's like it may work, it may not, or that's where my players bought their bag of holding, but whoever had it before put glitter in it, so now everything they put in it comes out covered in glitter.
Oh, that's so
Some of them
good.
phallic shape.
The moment the players are like, it's too expensive, like, well, there's the bargain bin.
Oh man.
So mine has to be the deck of many things.
Ooh.
And I have I have a special one that from the podcast Dungeons and Daddies, not a BDSM podcast. And if they want to draw, I have to make them. They have to tell dad jokes before they can draw a card.
Never
Wait,
drawn
Dustin,
a
did you say you'll never use the deck of many things?
Hell no.
No?
Not a chance.
Oh man.
Fuck
Yeah, you gotta
that.
use.
That's a great way to dial the game up to 11. That's my best moment. Yeah. No, my players had agreed to light the Empyrean flame with the BBEG in one of my prior games. So essentially, the source of all magic was fueled by 3 of the PCs and the villain who they took for a more sympathetic character at the time. And the consequences of this were terrible for like a solid real world year of gameplay. And then they happened across a deck of many things and drew, what's the one that lets you undo a prize?
Oh, lost. Hold
Oh,
on.
Fake.
Lost your sign.
Do something. We lost your
Undo,
sound.
There you go.
Oh.
Got it.
All right, take 2.
Yep.
Undo something.
So, yes, so it lets you undo.
Yes, the Fates card.
Yeah, the Fates card lets you undo one, the consequences of one decision that you've made. So this player was immediately like, I wish we never lit the Empyrean flame. So all of the people who, died as a result of this were brought back to life. And, and meanwhile, someone else, I had, homebrewed some other stuff in there too. Somebody else got an evil twin somewhere out in the world. So I had one player who was laughing maniacally at the idea of there being this horrible doppelganger out there sowing chaos in supposedly her wake, while the other one is weeping with relief over all of the lives that she just saved. It was a fantastic moment.
Nice.
I had a moment at my last campaign. We met in person and we played at my house. We had a finished basement, so we would play downstairs, and then the living room was like right upstairs past the basement door. We ended a session after a very tense scene was played out. I was, long story short, there was a lich who was trying to become a god, and in the process of doing that, casted a veil over the world so that they could not feel or see the warmth of the sun. Basically, perpetual nighttime, and it's getting colder every night. So I set up the scene. I'm describing how the city is going through rationing because they're running out of food. Everything's dying. It's been an intense emotional scene, basically, is what I'm trying to get to. We end the session, and I say, okay, you all go to sleep. I need a perception check from each of you with disadvantage because you're asleep. I did that in case they rolled higher than their passive. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to give them a chance. And they told me their numbers, and I said, okay, one of you is going to get a message from me after the game's over. And I left the table to go write that message. Now, we were all good friends, so they just hang out. We might finish the game at midnight. They might stay until 3 a.m. just chatting. And I went upstairs to the living room and just started typing away at the scene. And I sent it to the player. And I heard them talking through this 20 minutes that I was writing, just like, who do you think it is? What's going to happen? They hear the ding of her phone, and immediately I heard silence down there. She picks up her phone, opens it, utter guttural scream, just of frustration from her at what I had sent. And I wasn't even in the room, and I was like, yes. I had gotten to them.
Come
and
on,
they were like, what does it say? What does it say? I can't tell you.
You tell us. Come on.
Share with the class.
Their NPC slash her lover was being mind controlled by the BBEG and stole their magical artifacts and left. And yeah, that's what her character woke up to.
Oof.
So she had to sit on that for a whole week.
Author Triss, did you guys have one? Or Triss, you already said your bargain bin.
The bargain bin. Oh my gosh. I'd love to hear an example if you had a good one.
Yeah.
RB?
Yeah, I've got one that I had to prevent myself from grinning for like a few sessions.
I love those.
So I was playing Scum and Villainy actually, or running, and the bad guys had an artifact that was they had stolen it from the players to do a thing, to open a gate to a bad place. The players chased the bad guys to their secret base, fought through the base, death's door the whole time. Like, this was the most brutal fight I'd thrown at them the entire campaign. And I had given them hints 2 sessions prior that they had already taken the artifact to the gate and activated the gate, because earlier they'd been told what the signs of the gate opening would be. And they saw them, they just forgot to look at their notes. So when they fight their way through the whole base, just fucked up and bloody the whole way, they defeat kind of the BBEG, like the BBEG's lieutenant. They open the door to the room where the artifact's supposed to be, and it's missing. And one of them goes, "Wait, was that pulse the gate opening?" And I was just like, yes, it was.
Man.
Wow.
I have so many, but I guess one that I do like coming back to was the time that they caused the death of a beloved NPC and they were happy about it.
How did you pull that off?
So background a little bit, there was one character, she had no memory of like who she was or where she came from. All she knows is she was a Simic hybrid, and she lived in the ocean, has for hundreds of years, and she's just always alone, and that's just who she is. She joined the party, who was like this pirate crew, and they ended up getting another crew member who they slowly figured out over time that he was a revenant, because they were like, oh, his skin is cold to the touch. He should have died right there. Why isn't he dying? And he's underwater, and no one cast a breathing spell on him. What's going on? They figured out he's a revenant, and he's been around also for hundreds of years. And extremely organically, those two just got closer and closer to each other. And then it kind of became a thing. I'm like, hey, I'm alone for hundreds of years. You're alone for hundreds of years. I'm immortal. You're, as far as we know, immortal. Let's be alone together forever. So they kind of they fell in love, and it was beautiful until the point where they were like, I think level 15 or so. And he had been thinking to himself like, hey, the reason I'm stuck is I can't kill the thing that is keeping me here. You guys are now really strong. Will you help me? And so they agreed. They went, they fought a kraken, and then got into the place where the thing was of his vengeance, and it was his previous party member who betrayed them all and killed them all, and then fucked up a spell and got stuck. So they pulled him out of whatever time space thing he was stuck in, battled him, defeated him, and then as he was fading away, she held him in her lap, and he just slowly faded away.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, that player is just like, hey guys, I'm gonna need a while to. Everybody was crying but in particular, she was just like, "Yeah, I'm gonna need some time," and she didn't play it for like a good 4 or 5 sessions.
Oh man.
Is there like an ongoing GoFundMe for therapy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
that like they were happy because now he's not stuck. Like he was able to move on and he's okay now. But
That's a big emotional moment.
oh, and it got worse too because it turned out she was a piece of a god, and at the end of the campaign, she ended up dying, and she went back to the god, and therefore never went to the afterlife. Therefore, we'll never see him again.
That's rough. I'm playing with some piece of god shit in my current campaign.
Man.
That's rough.
Yeah.
So I had a sticker idea. I make and sell stickers if you don't know. That basically said, my goal as a DM is to make you need therapy. I didn't know if that was too on the nose or not.
I've done it.
But I think it fits.
My players affectionately referred to my last game as PTSD&D.
PTSD.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, that's
Yo,
amazing.
That is good.
Yo,
That's amazing.
what a compliment.
Damn.
Wow.
So someone commented, "This is getting depressing." No, it was happy. He was able to move on.
Yeah. No,
It was
the depressing
but
moments
we're
are important.
crying.
They're important for the story.
Yeah.
I definitely ended one session with one of my characters sobbing in the basement while everyone celebrated. And they all loved that session. So the depressing moments are good.
Yeah. It builds character.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Trauma
I have
drama.
made multiple players cry. They're good cries. They get upset, but they're good cries.
Yeah.
All right, Stix, you are being told to lighten the mood by telling us about the boat made of buttholes. Can you explain?
Okay.
All good.
All good.
We are at the hour mark. Thank you, Maud. We are doing good as far as
Yeah,
I know. Does anyone require a quick break? I'm good. Cool.
I'm
All
good.
right. Anybody need to speak?
I'll
Go
still listen. I'm just
forward.
gonna go get more.
Not on camera. But Stix, can you please explain that? Because my brain cannot.
Okay. Yes. Now this is entirely subject to player interpretation. The current plot that we're on, that we're a session away from fully resolving, is about a stolen abyssal airship that is created by fiendish magic and grafting together larvae and lesser demons and things like that to make an airship of flesh and bone.
We lost him again.
Yep.
So we heard flesh and bone, and so
Okay.
can you
Any
take
better?
two? Yep, there you go.
Am I audible? Okay, there we go. So yes, I see insurance fraud for the win in there. Yes, yeah, the PCs were contracted by an insurance company to recover this before a claim could be made on it, because it's Planescape. Everything is weird at all times. So yes, they're rather than attempt to salvage the boat, they decided to utterly destroy it. Which involved killing the brains at either end of the ship that were in command of it, and watching it disintegrate into its component fiends, who then plummeted to the ground.
Plummeted to the ground, and then you cut out. Okay.
Sorry, I must have weird background noise.
Okay.
Yes. So yeah, the various and sundry fiends that were used to comprise the boat, the magics holding them together fell apart. These things plummeted to the ground and left a big stain on the first layer of the abyss.
Beautiful.
Amazing. All right. Well, let's get into another question here. This might be more suited for others besides me. What is your secret for how you organize your campaigns as it grows and starts to sprawl? How do you organize? I do not.
Listen, y'all can't fuck up my plan if I have no plan.
Oh, I am on the opposite end of
I
y'all.
don't prep. I barely prep. When I do, it's pretty minimal. Here's my biggest secret. As a DM, I have never once taken a note.
My
Not
brother
one
in
goddamn time.
Odin.
All here.
Same here. Zero notes. I use what's in the module,
Don't
and
ever
my
do that.
players take all the notes.
Yep. Don't ever copy that. Don't ever do it. It's terrible. It's horrible. It shouldn't work.
I write down names of people that I come up with and places, and that's about it. That's all I have time for when I'm writing things down. But as far as organization, I have like 15 notebooks that I have started of information. I just need to grab a piece of paper and write an idea down before I forget. And I compile it eventually. I don't have any organization. Author, writer, bard, can you please teach us your ways?
There is a delightful program called Obsidian that is free.
I'm aware. Of it.
Yeah, no, I use it extensively for my campaigns. I organize by a GM folder for my notes of plot, a player folder for notes on backstory, and then NPCs, locations, and then like a codex for things, and then like I have another folder for like bestiary entries and that stuff. And it allows me to say whatever wild bullshit I want and not worry about my ADHD and TBIs forgetting it, because a little bullet point and a little link and it's there and I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in between those. I don't know how people get away without taking notes. I've got like a whole legendarium, but it's all scattered among various note files. I do use Obsidian Portal for some of it. I do like to start every session by having the players recap what happened before, so that I can hear what's important to them and build on that in a given session.
That's a good point.
See,
I do the player recap too, because like you, I want to know what's important to them, and it also tells me their blind spots to fuck them on the backside.
I
didn't want to say that part too loud.
I have a player that does recap videos, which I watch just to remind myself of what I've forgotten.
I didn't take notes at all for a long time. I really, really like took stress off of me when I started doing it.
I ain't got no stress.
Hey, if you don't, it's all good.
What about you, Triss?
We do OneDrive for our notes, and we're actually having guest bad guys come in to take some of the stress off of us that are going to be playing the bad guys. We have parameters they have to stick to, but otherwise, their goal is a TPK. We want them to be as devious as possible to make our players actually think and work things out on their feet.
Yep. I love that. Well, see, you kind of need to have notes for you and your co-DM, because you might come up with something and you need to let them know, and you got to put it in the note. That makes perfect sense. Taking notes makes sense. It really does. In any capacity as a DM, it should be done. Should always be done. Don't do what I do.
I also preface my like hyper intricate notes with the fact I have run as many as 6 campaigns at once. Without notes, that would not be possible.
So, at my peak, I was doing 7 games.
I see a very specific flavor of autism.
I was a
here.
player in one of them, so but
doesn't help.
It just all stayed straight, and I don't know how or why.
I'll fall back on the concussions for that one.
Here's a tip for DMs out there. if you have like a group chat with your players, throw out random pop quizzes, and the first person to give you the right answer gets inspiration for the next game. And ask them things like, "Hey, what was that name of the NPC you met on such and such, place?" The things that you
Genius.
forget that you need in your notes,
For
and they
those
say,
that
yeah.
go back and watch episodes, if there's ever a point in time where I have specifically not said an NPC's name when they've come in, that's because I forgot. And I'm just gonna wait for one of you to say it.
We go,
Oh, come on.
"Is this Jimothy?" "Oh yeah, it's Jimothy."
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
You know, everyone gives out inspiration. Nothing is stopping you from giving out temporary or permanent extra spell slots, and players will go wild for that shit.
Oh, yeah.
That's dangerous. I like that, but that's dangerous. Ooh.
I used an extra spell slot as a reward for 2 of my players coding a bunch of homebrew feats into D&D Beyond because I hate D&D Beyond's interface. And they were like, "We'll just do it." I'm like, I need to give you something. That is too much.
The only time I've given extra spell slots is to bad guy.
Well, yeah.
But I did it fairly. So Mel tricked the players into giving him these books of really ancient power, and every book that he gained another spell slot. So when you all have seen him in Mountain of Mystery and Roll for Cake use multiple 9th level spells, that's why, bitch.
It's not a spell; it's a spell-like ability, and used at will, right? Like that's how that works.
He has more than one 9th level spell slot. You don't know how many, but he
That's
has.
fun.
Balance
Especially
is
since-
also an illusion,
Yes.
and that is a hill I will die on.
Oh yeah.
I have never looked at CR.
Yeah, CR is like, for some things, like for what Triss is doing with what seems like a very West Marches style game, CR has its place. For general story-focused campaign play, CR can lead you wildly astray.
Yeah, I look, okay, where are they? What things would be in this area? And what do I have that'll work? Or I'll scroll through the fucking 2,000 some odd stat blocks that I have and see something and go, "Ooh, I want to use that."
I haven't used
So
a
just
rust
do it.
monster in a while.
Yeah.
That's why you threw abyssal chickens at us, because you said,
Yes.
"Ooh."
Yes, I was scrolling. I had a completely different idea in my mind, and I saw abyssal chicken, and I'm like, "Fucking bet." You can't not. I mean,
Okay.
come on. Plus, I've used a dragon
All right.
blood ooze. Come on.
Oh God, what was it? Okay, Dragon Blood Ooze. What is that's abilities?
2 seconds. Dragon blood ooze.
Oh dear.
That is. So damage resistance, acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison, immune to blind, charmed, deafened, exhaustion, frightened, grappled, prone, restrained. Usual ooze stuff. It's large, blind sight, 120 feet. Amorphous, spider climb, multi attack. Pseudopod attack, which is +7 to hit, 1d10 +4 bludgeoning damage, with 4d6 acid damage. And if the target is large or smaller, it is grappled. And while it's grappled, it takes 2d6 damage at the start of each turn. Then it has slime breath. It recharges on a 6 of a d6. And the ooze expels a spray of its gelatinous mass in a 30-foot cone. Each creature in the area must make a DC 14 dex save. On a failed save, the creature takes 4d10 acid and is pulled up to 30 feet straight towards the ooze. On a successful save, the creature takes half damage and is not pulled. So it
That is-
throws up on you
So-
and then pulls you
and
in.
It's disgusting. I love it.
Ugh,
Yeah.
that is
I love
horrifying.
using those. Those are
Yeah.
the smell to have.
Oh, it's so good. But don't look at the art. I can't show the art on this fucking stream, or we will get
Is that
pulled.
bad?
Yeah.
Give me a sec. I'll send it in our group chat.
It's suggestive.
I'm already googling it. Oh,
Oh my.
okay.
Yep.
It's a bad dragon dildo, guys.
Yep. It's a
Yeah.
bad dragon.
Yeah. That's someone made a choice with that design. Okay.
They knew what they
Feel
were
free
doing.
to Google it yourselves, viewers, because yeah,
Yep,
we're
'cause
not
we
showing
ain't
that.
showing it on here.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
No.
Go ahead.
Oh no, it's fun to put 4 of those in a room, and there's only one entrance and one exit, and your players have to go through
Yep.
it. Yeah.
Yep.
Ew. No, thank you.
Actually, do we have any questions right now? Nerdy, waiting.
We have a couple, but no, whoever just sent that one.
What
I'll
was
tell you
that
guys
question?
in a second. But why do you ask?
Because I had a question. What's-
Okay.
What creature have you you finally got to use, and it was so exciting, it was wonderful, and you were so happy you got to use it?
Ooh. Oh, can I start this one off?
Absolutely.
Go for it.
So,
Go for it.
so my one of my players drew. I can't remember which card it is, but it gives you a castle. So I threw a dungeon together, and I got to use a ancient crystal dragon.
Nice.
And oh no, actually no, it wasn't an ancient crystal dragon. It was actually an ender dragon from the
Even
Minecraft
better.
supplement. And I flavored that. I flavored it as a black crystal dragon, and I threw in 3 endermen
Oh,
to face them. And I was just like, it was just one of those brilliant moments of, God, what can I just throw as like the final boss of this makeshift dungeon? And there it was.
yep.
And I was like, you can never ever say that there are monsters that just fit perfectly in random places.
Yeah. What's everybody else got?
So the campaign I'm running currently was 2 years ago gonna be a Twitch stream, and then life just kicked me in the balls. The setting I've been developing since I was 11, and the BBG is the most disgusting stat block I have ever made. His name's Adam. I mentioned him in the pre-show, and the players got to see him actually activate in not cutscene mode 2 sessions ago, and just walk through their shit. And ultimately, it'll get to the point where they stand a chance against him, right? But this is early level shit. Their goal was not defeat him, and oh god, so I see in the chat one of my players has a problematic crush on the BBEG. Objectively, he's hot, right? All BBG should be
he's
hot.
gotta.
But yeah, he just walked through their shit, fucked it up, and then so the whole Fragments of Gods things that I said I was playing with too, one of them got to activate that fragment for 3 rounds. They launched everything at him. And then in the 3rd round, instead of continuing to fuck him up, they tried to ask him why. After the game, I told them, you had him at 3 hit points. And after that round, he dimension doored away. They almost ended the BBG in chapter 1 of the campaign, and I had contingency plans for that. But I was committed to. I was like, "This shit, that's 3 hit points. If they end this, they kill him." But yeah, no, it was so much fun to walk out about
Bro,
on
I'm
Spotify.
so bitter. Get better taste in men. I can fix him.
Damn.
I can't kill my husband. I can. Let me. It's fine.
So
Jesus fuck.
Oh, dang.
before this, so he's fighting a demigod. They kill this BBEG's lover in front of him. He rages, kills the demigod. One of them uses catapult on his dead lover's head at the BBEG. That's the
Oof.
idea. That's the play, right?
Oof.
We'll get him next time,
Wow.
Marcus. You will get him sometime in the next 6 times.
Bloody.
Oh shit.
What about you, Stix?
So, Planescape has long been my favorite D&D setting ever since I cut my teeth on 2nd edition, and I'm never far from my little Lady of Pain medallion here.
Fuck yeah.
She's kind of the symbol of the whole setting. I have never had her make a live appearance in a game until this year, when she absolutely laid waste to a city block where cultists were beginning to worship her, which is one of the things that she hates most, and punishes with extreme prejudice. So we got to describe some very visceral, emphasis on viscera destruction.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Triss, you're grinning.
Yeah, we haven't started our game fully yet, but we have plans in case they decide to be murder hobos.
Oh yeah. We've all got that play.
We've got a very nasty and up-level modified version of the Corpse Gatherer.
I've used that.
Ooh, nasty.
That's fun.
Oh,
Oh my god.
terrifying.
We've warned our players not to be murder hobos or they'd regret it. Their
Beautiful.
decision from this point.
Nerdy, what about you?
For me, since I play at a table mostly, my favorite is whatever miniature I've been painting that I'm excited to use. The setup for what I went to go retrieve is the players are fighting forgotten gods, weakened gods, basically, that are trying to come back and make a place for themselves in the world again using fear as a tactic. And there was a forgotten sea god that was basically a giant sea monster, and it was driving away all of the fish. And all of their friends in the fishing communities were, starving to death. So that was a problem.
That's fishy.
They find a ship, they sail out, and they come across the god that they've known now is called Voragal. And in the first half of the fight, they're fighting this. I was very proud of this little thing. And they realize just how long this creature is, kind of like Jormungandr inspired. When its tail comes up and starts wrapping around the ship, trying to crush it. So the ship captain let the secret fly that they had a flying ship. They activate it, they let the ship take off in the air, and the players are like, okay, this is great. We have the advantage, we have higher ground, we can just shoot it from up here. That's when I brought out, hang on, oh my God, this thing's heavy. This.
Yeah, baby.
And I was
That's fucking amazing.
so happy to see their faces like, it has wings? Why does it have wings?
Holy shit.
Yeah, I 3D printed this guy, painted him, and he is incredibly fragile, so I'm terrified to have him out right now, but this is the thing I was most excited about. Putting that down on the table takes up most of the table.
Right. I got to use the Raven Queen in battle.
Oh yes.
Yes. It was mwah. They had a high level cleric, like 18th level cleric, and they had to take out a lich who had one of the characters' father's soul held. And they're like, okay, so I want to commune with my god. And then he asked her, like, hey, can we bring him to your castle? and fight him there. And I'm like, you mean you want me to use a god in combat and not have to hold back at all to try and not kill you guys? Yes, she's gonna say yes. I don't give a shit. And oh boy, it was beautiful using the goddess of fucking the moment of death on anything I threw at her. It was beautiful, wonderful. Oh, it felt so good. Yeah. But then I heard them again because they defeated the Lich, and then she walked over and she picked up the thing holding the soul, and they're like, yay, we won, we saved him, like, you know, we have the soul now. And she goes, here's the thing, I have it now and I can't just give it to you.
Oh my
They
gosh.
were really quiet after that. Whoops. Anyway.
Oh my gosh. Next question. Okay. Texas was asking for Vokanaga. I may have misspoken and called him Voragal. That's Critical Role. Vokanaga's stat block. But questions. There is one that was asked that I don't really think we can talk about, but I do want to address it real quick because it sounds like an issue. How do you support a player when their support system has crumbled and you're not exactly close to them, in quotation marks? I don't feel like that's something that we're extremely, capable of
Depends on what you
answering.
mean
I do feel like that's
by how do you like out of game or
yeah.
in game?
I feel like they're saying out of game.
Yeah, I mean, you just be a friend, man.
Yeah, that they're only going to let you be as much support as they'll let you.
Yeah, you just gotta do what they allow you to do.
All right, fess up, chat. Who is asking the same question that I am ignoring for a reason?
What's the question?
Who can tell the best pun?
Oh, me. Absolutely. 100%. Or are they asking us to tell a pun right now?
It sounds like they're
I'm
asking
pretty sure they're asking
puns
you
right
to
now.
tell.
No. That's the thing about puns. You can't just throw one out there because then it just doesn't hit right. For it to be punny, it's got to be used in the right context, in the right time, in the right way. Otherwise, you don't get nerdy to cringe, and then what's the point?
I think, though, I feel like nerdy cringe is plenty if you just throw them out there.
You gotta see her like really unexpected here one. The last session of Mountain of Mystery, the last 15 or so minutes of the stream is just us using cat puns because of her tabaxi, and it was perfect. She was just trying to claw her way through everything we were throwing at her.
There was
Don't
one right
start
there.
this again. Stop it.
Did she want to put the game on pause?
Yeah. We had to. We had to because I mean,
Things would get too hairy otherwise.
Exactly. You know, she was getting a little bit, cat scratch fever going on, and it was just,
Oh, hey, look, the chat's joining in, nerdy.
It's practically
Yeah, no, the chat's real good at that. They don't help.
Yeah. Chat joined in that episode too. Chat joined right in. They stepped right up into that litter box.
Cat was not helpful. We have another question, please.
It was completely awful.
That hurts.
Catastrophe.
I'm good.
I feel physical pain, okay?
Me too, because I can't breathe.
Fuck you.
It's like I'm allergic to cats or something.
I don't know what else to put.
All right, we need to stop meow.
Yeah, listen, we're already at the tail end of
Yeah,
these
this is-
puns.
You're not helpful. You're not helpful.
Would you like to
Okay.
whisper me away?
Listen, yeah, we need to hurry up and get on to the next topic.
Yep.
What are the
Sorry,
questions?
I just need a second to be able to breathe through the pain of it all.
Dustin's ready to pounce with another one.
Yeah, you gotta get on this
Justin's
quick.
ready to pass out.
I mean, you
good,
gotta catnip
Justin?
this, man. Seriously.
Ooh. Ooh.
Did have
He's been hitting
a
something brain, I swear.
did
All
have a
right.
pretty
Nip
good
that in
one
the
an
bud.
hour ago from Temperance.
Yeah? What other one?
What are your tips for dealing with problematic players?
Talk to them once. If they don't fix their shit, kick them out.
Hard agree.
Same.
You get
Yeah.
one. Other than that, goodbye.
I will
And
also say
also-
something. Oh, go ahead.
You started first. That's you.
Okay. I will also say to the players out there, if there is a problem player and you feel like nothing's being done about it, please make sure that you talk to the DM. You can talk to that person. You can also talk to the DM. Sometimes there's problems going on that we're oblivious to. We don't
100%.
see it or hear it, or it's not a problem for us, but we don't realize it's a problem for you. Please say something. Don't just sit there and, resent everybody for 10 sessions or whatever, and then
Yeah, you're getting mad at the player for being a problem player, and then you're getting mad at the DM for not doing anything about it.
yeah,
Just-
but you haven't said anything.
Yeah, just say something.
And
Yeah, please just say something. But
Something
absolutely.
something I started implementing like about 4 years ago now, I want to say, in addition to like a lines and veils sheet, basically a vibe check questionnaire. It's got a lot of stuff on there like, do you prefer story or do you prefer just killing things? Do you prefer this? Do you prefer that? And they're pretty innocent questions, and none of them are meant as traps, but they do give me a solid vibe check when putting a new or a new table together. And through that, I have been able to cut off a lot of potential problems before they even get any traction at the table. Like if I see someone who answers a bit too far to the right on the like jokes and joke characters questions, I might say, hey, the table we're putting together is meant to be a serious campaign. Are you going to be doing this in a way that derails the campaign? If it's just comic relief, it's fine. I have space for you at my table. But
Yeah.
if you're going to be trying to steal the spotlight and steal the moment, then maybe this isn't the table for you. And so most of my answers to all GM problems come to session 0 because a
Yeah.
well-run session 0 solves everything.
Yeah, it definitely. One of the times that I remember is just a player just. Whenever he was not the center of attention, and I was just like, okay,
God.
no,
That's rough.
And he was getting mad because we were on a different character's like storyline, I guess.
Mhm.
The entire back half of a campaign was all about him just before this. So you had your moment, buddy. Let someone else have it. Calm your shit. Yeah. So
Tris, did you have something to add?
sure, you ask her after she takes a bite. Way to go, nerdy.
I just saw the camera come on.
Rude.
Sorry.
Sorry, nerd clusters are not ready
Waitress,
to
everything
follow
okay?
that quickly.
Right.
We've had experiences recently with just non-communication. We're trying to get the game up and going, and if we've sent you multiple messages and you can't be bothered to communicate, then you can't be bothered to play.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah. And And then from another perspective with that is like, if you can't play, tell us. Don't sit there and make us wait.
Oh, God,
expect
yes.
that you're gonna play, and then every time, there was a campaign I played in, and a player just wasn't showing up. Oh, I'll be there in 10 minutes. I'll be there in 20 minutes. And then, he's an hour and a half late, and we play for 2 hours. Why are you even here?
I had in the Marine Corps a kid in my campaign, like 4 barracks rooms down from me, that was late like 5 sessions in a row, and it's like, hey man, like I'm dropping you from the campaign. Like, it's you just slept through 5 sessions. You don't want to be in this.
No.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be in the game, don't be in the game.
Yeah. I guess the short part of it is talk to them.
Mm.
Yeah.
What, Chris?
I mean, we get it if things happen.
Yeah.
Life happens, we get it, but you need to communicate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were too busy stealing.
I found like, communication is the biggest thing, and I always told my players, no matter what time it is a day, if you have an issue, just message me. I might not get back to you, right then, but your concern will be brought up. And, it's that balance of, okay, we can be lenient in some ways. Others, you do this, I'm kicking you straight out the table. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Awesome. Okay. Well, as we are getting to the end of the stream here, it's about 20 minutes till the end, and I want to leave enough time for, the wrap up. I have 2 questions on my mind, and I'm not sure which one I want to ask, so I'm just going to ask both, and we can see where the conversation goes. One question I would love to ask is, where do you get inspiration for what you put into the game? Where do you go? How do you find it? What inspires you? And also, a lot of us have put in that discount magic shop in our campaigns. I'd love to know some of your favorite magic items that you threw in there. Just, anything that maybe a DM could throw into their campaign for fun. But where do you get your inspiration, or what's been a really fun, broken magic item that you've created?
Inspiration, books, movies, TV, stories, other DMs, anything. Driving down the road, seeing a friggin' tornado spin up.
Well, that's scary.
Actually, the biggest thing for me, one of the biggest things for me, is scrolling a Facebook group that I'm in, where people will put maps for VTTs, just drop them in. Here you go, use this one, and I will see one, and I'll go, that's freaking cool, and I'll make a whole ass one shot or a session out of just because I saw that map.
I will say one of my favorite fantasy novel sets that I routinely go back and listen to is a series by David Dalglish called A Dance of Cloaks. It is it's a series of following one character, but it is about a medieval city that has an underground of different types of thieves guilds and the war between them. I absolutely love that series. It has definitely been an inspiration for me. And if you are an audiobook person, the person who did the audiobook for Dance of Cloaks does really good accents. So if you're trying to find some decent accents to copy as a DM, go there. Or if you just like to listen to it, I highly recommend that. Anyone else? What have you been inspired by, or has helped you write your campaign?
I've done some good campaigns. Oh, you first, Tanis.
Everybody all at once.
I've been sorry. Sticks go first.
Okay.
We need a potato.
I got a TM.
For my part, I take it anywhere I find it. Just like Dustin was saying, if it, like if it's out there in general, I'm probably subconsciously translating it as something in my D&D game. Like my wife and I are watching Bridgerton right now, and I'm immediately like, okay, I have to dress all of my NPCs like this. We need Charlotte's geode hair to make an appearance somewhere in the game. Let's make things big and weird, and just pull something from anywhere. As far as if we're talking about the magic item thing at the same time, one of playing.
Oh, we didn't hear the magic item thing.
Take two.
One of is what we heard.
Okay, we're coming back to that.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was going to say that you could go ahead and say it, but we heard one of.
Oh, shoot. Okay. So one of the canonical shops in the city of Sigil in Planescape is Ensign's Discount Elixirs. It's an alchemist who dilutes conventional potions and, makes weaker, over-the-counter versions thereof. So instead of a potion of fiery breath, it is a potion of fiery ructabundus that lets you belch flame 3 times, but you take a tiny bit of damage in the process.
That is hilarious. I love that.
Excellent.
All right. Let's see. Arby.
Oh God. I have run a lot of. We're talking inspiration. I have been obsessed with, and I'm developing a setting from Arthurian legend. Also, the Cthulhu mythos. Both of those have really informed a lot of adventures and items. Excalibur has seen multiple iterations in my game. But as far as like items goes, and I have a running item in every single Pathfinder game, like campaign that I've run. And they are the Threads of Chaos. There are 4 magical items that are part of a key to unlock the world. It's a whole thing. But when activated, instead of the deck of many things, they pull from a delightful table called the Net Librum of Magical Effects. It is a D10,000 table of chaos. And it includes effects such as Meteor Swarm lands where you are, all gold within 1 mile turns to goldfish. Caster can now jump 60 feet at will. Target loses ability to laugh. Just anything and everything, and it's pure chaos every time. So if you want to inject some pure chaos into your campaign, Net Librum of Magical Effects. Not your flavor. Don't go anywhere near it.
Jeez, okay. That's terrifying. Lost Cause. Do you have anything?
Yeah, so going on the inspiration thing, my biggest inspiration I pull from is a lot of anime. I was a 90s kid. I grew up with, Dragon Ball Z, Cowboy Bebop. So a lot of my inspiration comes from that, and just talking with people. We can just have a random conversation and I throw it into a one shot. As far as magic items, I actually homebrewed a thing called the Wild Magic Whip. I got inspiration from TikTok. And it's, I took the Sorcerer's Wild Magic and I just threw it on a whip and said, you hit it, you roll a D100 and whatever happens. And if they rolled a critical hit, they get the plus damage plus another roll on the Wild Magic table.
Oh, jeez.
That could be
Don't
real
roll a
good.
1 or a 2. I know that's bad. Been
2
there.
magical items. Boots of teleportation. You click the heels and the boots teleport 30 feet. The boots teleport. You don't.
Oh no.
Are they red?
I don't remember. But the funniest part was, remember that problem player that I mentioned. I gave them to him, and he was so pissed. Everybody else was laughing their asses off because it was funny, and it wasn't a big thing. It wasn't a problem. It was funny, and he took it so personally, and it was great. And then the Boots of Walking. If you put them on and attune to them, your voice now sounds like Christopher Walken.
I need help though.
I had a funny moment where my player went to the secondhand shop to get boots to try to like get a little bit more speed. He was like the slowest amongst the players at only 30 feet per round. I don't know why he was the slowest, but he was. I made up something. I was like, yeah, there's a set of boots here that will double your movement speed, but you have to be skipping. I did not expect him to go all in on that. Like, fuck yeah, I'm doing this. He was a paladin with heavy armor. He puts on these boots and he's just skipping outside of the tavern. Yep. Just going so fast at the same time.
It's honestly horrifying.
We just described the other players inside the tavern watching him just go back and forth in front of the window. Like, okay,
You just hear
but as long as you're
tiptoe
happy,
through the
man.
tulips playing.
Yep.
Oh god. Oh god.
Yeah.
Stealth check minus 10. Yeah.
Right. I had a DM give us boots of stealth. However, they have a random chance of squeaking.
That's amazing.
And then he gave us like a light lantern thing, and you gotta clap on to turn it on. There was I think a cloak that did something, but it made fart noises. Yeah, it's
Always a classic. We
Always fun.
I gave this player a flute. It was so it's Call of Cthulhu inspired. It was the Pipe of Azathoth, right? I don't know how much lore you know, but it's this eldritch flute. And he was playing with it for a few sessions, and then one day he comes out, he's like, "Hey guys, I have the flute," and he just pulls up with this cardboard tube in front of the mic, goes, and it made the most ridiculous like duck noise. And this item that was horrifying was now forever ruined.
Players will do that.
They will. It was great.
What did you have, Triss?
So I haven't had anything in my campaign yet, but I did have a previous campaign where the DM gave our halfling speed boots. Problem is, he had to make a reflex save of 21
To not fall
anytime
down?
he went to stop.
Yeah.
No, anytime he went to stop, otherwise he'd run face first into things.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm stealing that. 100% I'm stealing that.
It was oh so funny when he ran face first into the crotch of the BBG.
Beautiful.
Yes.
That does the BBG take damage from that, because unless he's wearing a codpiece.
I would have.
Bonus action roll to seduce.
Wow.
Was this the bard?
Well, hey, volunteer.
Even
Oh
worse
my
is
God.
if he sees it coming and the guy running goes, "Oh no!" Sorry, that was an inside thought.
That was an inside thought. Oh my gosh.
Let the intrusive
Some of
thoughts
my
win.
favorite magic items are ones that unlock with the players. I've been experimenting with that a lot lately,
Yes.
and I really have enjoyed that. One of my players, he unfortunately had to move out of state, so he dropped from the table. But he wanted his dead father's soul to be in his sword. He wanted that to work, and we had a whole reason why that was there. And his sword would unlock special features as he would as he would level up. And I think one of the last ones when he reached like level 15 was going to be that he could summon a spectral version of his father to fight alongside of him.
Love that.
Oh, that's cool.
See, I would make it so the dad comes out and just starts mowing the lawn. Yeah.
But see, the best part is you could only hear the thoughts of his dad if you were touching the sword.
Mm-hmm.
So this player with like a negative to wisdom.
Sword. Got it. Mm-hmm.
Yep. He would have awkward one-sided conversations in the middle of public, or his dad would have insight, like he knows something about this villain that they're about to face. So he would go up to people and be like, "You want to touch my sword? You need to touch my sword. You want to hold my dad?
Hey, will you touch my sword? Just the tip."
Hey, we've got more inside thoughts coming out.
I bet you that's like every other dad. It's like, hey, I worked on that. I slayed that dragon over there.
Oh yeah.
Knight said in chat, the Merce or the fanny pack of holding. I've given a player. It was their idea. They asked for it. I gave them the bra of holding.
Oh my god!
Just that's where they put their stuff. It's in their bra. Which I always found funny because that was my grandma. She'd be like, "Oh, here's my cell phone," and just fucking, god damn it. It's gonna be a situation where Dennis isn't allowed back on his own channel. Bet, bitch.
The more I think about it, the more moments are coming back to mind of like when his sword was bloody because they just had a fight. So he's describing how, okay, my character is gonna go sit and he's gonna rub his sword and clean it, and I'm just you're rubbing off your dad, dude. Stop it.
But it did put oil on it first, though.
Yeah.
Talk about your family therapy, man.
Yeah.
I think that's
be
the biggest
careful giving
candidate
people
for.
sentient objects. That's all I'll say.
I think that's your biggest candidate there for having your players need therapy. Is that sword situation you got going on?
That was their idea, so not my fault. All right, behind the screen after dark. Oh dear, this is every episode. What are you talking about? All right, everybody. Do we have any final thoughts? Inspiration, fun magical items, anything, guys?
I think.
Well, I was going to do an important lore drop.
Oh, go ahead.
Let's go.
Go ahead.
Pause.
All right. So,
No.
Actually, I published this on D&D Beyond. It's for anyone to use. It's called the Potion of Pure Flavor, and you add it to like a drink or a food item or anything, and depending on how many drops you put in it, you roll first to see what kind of flavor it is, like spicy, sweet, tangy, sour, stuff like that. And depending on what you roll, you'll either get a benefit or a debuff. And one of the horrible consequences is instant death.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
That's more than just flavor.
Yeah, and I made this magic item after a 12-hour shift in a kitchen. I was like, you know what? Let's do something horrible.
You know what? I would not. Yeah, 12 hours in the kitchen would make you do some crazy stuff. Jeez. RB?
I totally forgot what I was going to say. Just ADHD moment.
No, that's fair. Let's see. Inspiration, magic items, last thoughts.
I just want to say, thank you.
This has been fun and productive. We don't always have questions for the whole 2 hours. So sometimes it's just a little bit of BS and playing around, but we definitely have had a lot of questions thanks to you guys bringing in some players. But this has definitely been fun. I'm so happy with what we've talked about today, and definitely want to invite you guys back for another one at some point. For right now, we are going to wrap up. We're going to start with the bottom and go up. Maybe give Dustin a chance to get back to his team. Oh, what's that? Oh, okay.
They are.
Lore drop in chat. Okay.
What's something I can drop to shatter their world?
Something real good that we can just end on, and then they can't know anything else.
Biggest
Adam
clip.
is actually Aiden's father. There we go. Is it true? We'll never know.
Oh. Now I'm kind of waiting for chat to catch up so I can see their reaction. But as we're waiting for that, I want to thank you guys for being here, and I want to thank chat for being along with us. Oh, there it is. Okay, we got the wait. What? Now I want to know if that's true or not. Here's the thing: I can ask when the stream's over. All right, RB, would you please end this by telling us who you are, where people can find you if they want to follow you, and any last words you want to say?
I am RB, or Ronan Bran O'Connor. You can find me at AuthorWriterBard on TikTok. And talk to your players, y'all. It'll make your game better.
All right, awesome. Stixy Wixy.
Am I audible?
Can I?
First check.
Can I? No audio. Oh, yes. No audio. Oh, yes.
Take two? Okay. All right. So I'm Stix, or Stixy Wixy on most of the platforms. Yeah, I'm gonna go out with the be your player's biggest fan and give them an opportunity to be awesome.
Yee.
I'm sorry, there was a pun in chat, so I got distracted. Continue being awesome. Thank you. Adam is not Dadum.
They call him Dadum because he's so
'Cause
attractive.
he's daddy. Got it.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Wonderful. I love your players. They're amazing.
Tanis, where can people find you?
Everywhere. Every time
Even
you turn
here?
around, I'm right there.
Concerning.
Underneath your bed.
What?
Anyway, right here on the Crips channel, TanisJr 93 on TikTok and Instagram, and I think I have an X. I don't know. I got a bunch of stuff, but TanisJr 93, wherever that is, that's me.
Yeah, well, they post on X.
Yeah. Some other sites too. Maybe you don't know.
Ooh. All right, go check out that OnlyFace site,
Eventually,
right?
that's not gonna be a joke, right?
Hey,
We're gonna get... Anyway.
everyone's got their thing. All right, Triss.
So typically Trissaun Osep on TikTok, but also Mythical Moon Media, photography company on Facebook. We are doing that. And pretty soon we will be streaming our D&D campaign, so I
Hell
can
yeah.
update there when that happens.
Awesome. I'd love to know about that when that starts. Maybe I can give you a plug on TikTok too. And I appreciate you coming in and telling us about being a co-DM and
Yeah, it's
being
cool
another
getting that view.
Yeah, that was interesting. But also being another female DM in a wide variety of male DMs. My goodness, it's hard to find another female world. But that being said, we will supposedly yes, we will have another behind the screen on June the 28th. We are doing Mountain of Mystery tomorrow. I'll be the player who's getting tormented by Tanis. So, well, maybe not
like
this
I said,
episode.
your
Maybe
player will be fine.
maybe I will get to not cry on stream for once. That'd be nice.
I
No,
don't know about
okay,
that.
fine.
I don't know if I go that far.
Also, you can follow Crips and Cryptids to watch Roll for Cake.
Yeah.
Lost Cause, did I skip you?
Yeah.
Did you get to say your ending?
How dare.
How did I do
no.
that? I'm so
No,
sorry.
not
Thank
yet.
you, moderator.
Yeah,
I apologize.
yeah, well, you can find me on TikTok at Lost Cause Hellard. You can also find some of my homebrew items on D&D Beyond under Lost Cause Hellard. And just have fun. This is a wonderful game, and enjoy it with friends, family, and strangers to make your day.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a really good ending. Now I'm glad I left you for the end. Sorry about that. We're professionals. We know what we're doing.
You did
Thank
it
you,
on
Knight.
purpose. It's fine.
But I'm Nerdy Teacher. You can follow me on TikTok. You can watch me get tormented by Tanis tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, I'm going to say if you want to be a DM, go for it. You are already prepared. Even if you think you're not, you are. If you are already a DM, you're amazing. As long as your players keep coming back to your table, you're doing a good job. Remember that.
Listen, as long as I can do it, anybody can.
And until next time, may all of your rolls be crits. Good night, everybody.
Bye.